So if you're going to go back and ask your landlords, what is it that they, and you should be asking, what is it that they're looking for when they're selecting an agency? So there's a structure towards the listing presentation, which I'll go through a little bit later. And there's some documents which I'm happy to share with you, Jess, and you can send out or put onto your portal. But when you look back through here, when I question PMs, I say, what is it that you think a landlord's looking for? It's these things. You know, it's all this, and this is the stuff. That's not what they're looking for. In my opinion, and again, I've been doing this for a little while now, particularly in training BDMs, it's around trust. Can they actually trust you? Can they trust that you're the person to manage their investment property? So very, very much off the bat, before you even start, before you even get into the presentation, was the phone call answered really well? What's your information on your website? Are you a trustworthy agency? Do you have good quality photographs? These are all the checklist things that you look at. Are you trustworthy? Give yourself a trust score and go back through and ask yourself, am I the agency? And this is the reason why people will stay with you or actually leave you as well. They no longer trust that you're giving them the best service. I was at Arkham last year when we were allowed to travel for conferences, and I walked out of the hotel, and this is in Sydney, and I walked by an agency, and that was in the window. This was I took a photograph of it. I pixelated the photograph, and for those of you that want to make a phone call and ring this young lady, I've changed the numbers, so just don't do that. But the interesting part about this one is, let's just break this down. This was their advertising strategy. So first off, professional property manager. Imagine the contrary to that, you know, dodgy property manager. It's just doesn't make any sense. If you're going to use professional property manager, you're not thinking about it. Low management fee, 3.8%. I don't understand it. Like, maybe if you're getting $1,000 a week, you could probably afford that. But that was their advertising strategy sitting inside their window. If this is you, you'll never ever compete against this. There will always be somebody else. So as I said, why not go out there and make sure that you are the best? So here's the question I'd like to ask yourself. Maybe have a think about the car that you drove to work today. If you're at home or working from home, obviously the one that's in your garage or in your driveway. There are cars and then there are cars. I had a joke with my son 2 weeks ago. We were looking at a few different things, and on one of the on Marketplace on Facebook, which is the last place I would see this sort of car, was a Maserati. Interestingly enough, on Marketplace, in amongst all the Hyundais and the Toyotas, and there was a Maserati at $2.4 million. And then there was another car in there at, $15,000, $20,000, $30,000. At the end of the day, there's still a car. So it comes back down to the question that I want you to ask yourself is the experience. People will pay for anything as long as the experience is there. If you're not, as part of your strategy, if you're not going out there and rating what your experience is, maybe change the line of thinking. Get away from the benefit, the services, move into the benefits. A person that will actually have a great experience with you, they'll be an advocate, they'll be a referrer, and they'll be the person that's out there being your spokesperson.